these books, but you'll be excited to hear that most of these, or at least a good chunk of them, are books that you guys recommended to me and I ended up buying. So they're all on my TBR shelf. So I wanted to kind of just do some tapping and reading the inside or back covers, so I can kind of summarize what they're all about. So at some point I'll be reading them, but as you know, I have a never-ending TBR that I don't know if I'll ever like fully make a dent in, because every time I read a book, I've added like 3 more books to my shelf, so it's never ending. It's a massive pile in my room. But anyways, I'm super excited, so hopefully you see some of the books that you recognize and remember telling me to read. I always add pretty much any of the books that you guys tell me to add. I'll add it to my Goodreads want to read section, but I obviously can't just buy a bunch of them, so I'll keep an eye out for used books, because I try to buy all of my books used, typically through Amazon. They have a pretty good section for used books. So anyways, let's get into it. So first up is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. A few of you have told me to read this book, and it was, I think, on my list already, or maybe I added it after one of you guys told me, and then I ended up keep hearing about it from you guys. I was like, okay, fine, I'll buy it. So I have no idea what most of these are about, so we'll be reading these together and learning about them together. I remember reading the covers like when I ordered the books, but anyways. The Dream Chooses the Dreamer. Laszlo Strange, war orphan and junior librarian, has been obsessed with the mythic lost city of Weep for as long as he can remember, but it would take someone bolder than he to cross half the world in search of it. Then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the person of a hero called the Godslayer and a band of legendary warriors, and he has to seize the chance or lose his dream forever. What happened in Weep 200 years ago to cut it off from the rest of the world? What exactly did the Godslayer slay that went by the name of God? The answers await in Weep, but so do more mysteries, including the blue-skinned goddess who appeared in Laszlo's dreams. How did he dream of her before he knew she existed? In this sweeping and breathtaking novel by a National Book Award finalist Laini Taylor, the shadow of the past is as real as the ghosts who haunt the citadel of murdered gods, fall into a mythical world of dread and wonder, moths and nightmares, love and carnage. Welcome to Weep. So I'm excited. I also, I didn't recognize this cover, because I'll show you, there's a cover, I don't know if you can see it, but this little yellow and blue one, that's the one I recognized. So when I got this in the mail, I was like, I don't recognize the cover, but anyways, I'm really excited to read this one. I will probably read this one soon. I don't have like a method for how I pick what book I read next. I just go off what mood I'm in at the time. So okay, next is a very popular book. So popular, sold out like immediately. I think I had this one pre-ordered, but I can't really remember. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. You've probably heard of this book. This is a memoir by Jennette McCurdy, and she was on the show iCarly. I didn't really watch iCarly, but I remember I thought her character was funny, and I heard a lot about this book, and I was like, oh, it sounds pretty good actually. So, and I've been into memoirs. I'm pretty picky with celebrity memoirs because a lot of them I honestly think are trash, which reminds me, because it's related. I recently started listening to a podcast. It's called, is it called Celebrity Memoir Book Club? Two female comedians review like every celebrity memoir that comes out, and I really appreciate their candid opinions on that. So check that out if you're interested. Okay, I think this is quotes on the back, so let's see. A heartbreaking and hilarious memoir by iCarly and Sam and Cat star Jennette McCurdy mother's dream was for her only daughter to become a star, and Jennette would do anything to make her happy. So she went along with what Mom called calorie restriction, eating little and weighing herself 5 times a day. She endured extensive at-home makeovers while Mom chided, "Your eyelashes are invisible, okay? You think to go to Fanning doesn't tint hers." She was even showered by Mom until age 16 and was also forced to share her diaries, email, and her entire income. In I'm Glad My Mom Died, Jennette recounts all of this in unflinching detail, just as she chronicles what happens when the dream finally comes true. Cast in a new Nickelodeon series called iCarly, she is thrust into fame, though Mom is ecstatic, emailing fan club moderators and getting on a first-name basis with the paparazzi. Hi, Gail. Jennette is riddled with anxiety, shame, and self-loathing, which manifest into eating disorders, addiction, and a series of unhealthy relationships. These issues only get worse when, soon after taking the lead in iCarly's spinoff, Sam and Cat, alongside Ariana Grande, her mother dies of cancer. Finally, after discovering therapy and quitting acting, Jennette embarks on recovery and decides for the first time in her life what she really wants. Told with refreshing candor and dark humor, I'm Glad My Mom Died is an inspiring story of resilience, independence, and the joy of shampooing your own hair. So I imagine there are going to be eating disorder references in here, so I would be wary of that. But I've heard this is very, very good. So I'm really excited to read this book. Okay, next is these two, and I'm probably not going to read the backs of them because these are sequels in a trilogy. So I read the first one, I think I talked about it in my last book review video. But the first one was called Eye for an Eye, the second one is called Tooth for Tooth, and the third one is called Life for Life. So it's called the Italian series by J.K. Franko. This is a murder thriller mystery series. It's very good. I would say it leans heavy into like the revenge theme, but it's good. I recommend it. It was a very fast read, and I look forward to reading the second ones because I read the first one pretty quickly. So yeah. Also, I know my hair looks different today. I got it done this morning, so I have no idea how to do my hair like this. Every time the hairdresser uses like the curling iron, I'm like, I've watched her do it so many times and I don't know how she does it. Obviously I have naturally curly hair, but I like to have her like style it because it feels fun. So anyways, we took the pink out, so we are back to just my regular brown hair color. It's pretty dark, but this is pretty close to my natural hair color. Okay, next is one of you guys recommended this book, and I immediately bought it after reading the comment. I'm super excited about this. So this is called Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Indigenous wisdom, scientific knowledge, and the teachings of plants. I believe this is nonfiction. Let's read the back. So it says, as a botanist, Robin Wall Kimmerer has been trained to ask questions of nature with the tools of science. As a member of the citizen Potawatomi Nation, it's a Native American tribe, I just don't know how to pronounce it. She embraces the notion that plants and animals are our oldest teachers. In Braiding Sweetgrass, Kimmerer brings these lenses of knowledge together to show that the awakening of a wider ecological consciousness requires the acknowledgement and celebration of our reciprocal relationship with the rest of the living world. For only when we can hear the languages of other beings are we capable of understanding the generosity of Earth and learning to give our own gifts in return. So I feel like that sounds pretty good. I'm excited. I'm really trying to learn more about Native American indigenous culture and tribes here in America because I'm a product of the American school system and we don't teach much about that. So I'm trying to educate myself as an adult. So if you have any other books that you want to this is another one. This is one of those ones that like I knew of and it was on my TBR for a while, but I forgot about it because I had so many books to my TBR that I'll forget if I'm not, because I'm not searching. I constantly have books on my shelf, so I'm not really looking through it. But anyways, one of you guys recommended this one. Actually, I think a few of you did, and I did know about it. I had just forgotten about it, so I appreciated the reminder. This is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. And this is supposed to be like a sci-fi thriller book, and it sounds so up my alley. So it says, "Are you happy with your life?" Those are the last words Jason Desson hears before the kidnapper knocks him unconscious, before he awakens to find himself strapped to a gurney, surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits. Before a man he's never met smiles down at him and says, "Welcome back, my friend." In this world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows. His wife is not his wife. His son was never born, and Jason is not an ordinary college professor, but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable, something impossible. Is it this life or the other that's the dream? And even if the home he remembers is real, how will Jason make it back to the family he loves? From the author of the best-selling Wayward Pines trilogy, Dark Matter is a mind-bending thriller about choices, paths not taken, and how far we will go to claim the lives we dream of. I remember Wayward Pines ended up being a TV show, and I remember watching that show, and I liked it a lot, so, but yeah. Next is another recommendation from you guys. This is called A Piece of Cake by Cupcake Brown, and this is, I believe, nonfiction. This is, autobiography. The heart-wrenching, uplifting tale of a woman named Cupcake. Orphaned by the death of her mother and left in the hands of a sadistic foster parent, young Cupcake Brown learned to survive by turning tricks, downing hard liquor, and ingesting every drug she could find while hitchhiking up and down the California coast. She stumbled into gangbanging, drug dealing, hustling, prostitution, theft, and eventually the best scam of all, a series of 9-to-5 jobs. That's funny. A Piece of Cake is unlike any memoir you've ever read. Moving in its frankness, this is the most relaxing. This is the most satisfying, startlingly funny, and genuinely affecting tour through hell you'll ever take. So, I think that this is probably has some dark things that happen in this book, so I'd probably read any trigger warnings, but I think it sounds pretty good. The cover is super cute with the sprinkles. I feel like it's very misleading because I feel like it's going to be a very dark book. I won't read the back of this one because, again, this is the sequel in a series, but I think I posted about this. Yeah, I did. I posted about this on my community tab. I just finished the first book of these. This is the Brandon Sanderson Stormlight Archive series, and the first one is called The Way of Kings, by the way. This book is massive, and the first one was super long too. The first one was 1,000 pages. This one's even longer. I think it's like 1,100 pages. But it was so good. It was so good, and I'll talk about it soon in my next book review video because I haven't done an official review on it. But it's so good. But I had to get the second one, even though I told myself I wasn't gonna buy the second one. But when I finished it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to read the second one. So I'll get around to this, but I'm going to take a break because if I just read these books, I won't have any books to review for you anytime soon. So unless you want me to review each video on each one. Okay, next is, I don't know what is on there. Kristin Hannah, The Four Winds. As you know, I'm a big fan of Kristin Hannah. So I finally picked this one up, and I finished, what was the last one I read? The Nightingale was the last one that I read. And so I took a break and I didn't order any more books, but this one is apparently very good. I've had a few people tell me to read this one. So I bought it because I was like, when I feel ready to be hurt again, as Kristin Hannah does, I will pick this one up. So I'll probably read it soon, honestly. I forgot I have to read the answer. Oh, it's sparkly on the cover. Do you see that? It's like gold glitter. Texas, 1921. A time of abundance. The Great War is over. The bounty of the land is plentiful, and America is on the brink of a new and optimistic era. But for Elsa Wolcott, deemed too old to marry in a time when marriage was a woman's only option, this future seems bleak. Until the night she meets Rafe Martinelli and decides to change the direction of her life. With her reputation in ruins, there's only one respectable choice: marriage to a man she barely knows. By 1934, the world has changed. Millions are out of work, and drought has devastated the Great Plains. Farmers are fighting to keep their land and their livelihoods as crops fail and water dries up and the earth cracks open. Dust storms roll relentlessly across the plains. Everything on the Martinelli farm is dying, including Elsa's tenuous marriage. Each day is a desperate battle against nature and a fight to keep her children alive. In this uncertain and perilous time, Elsa, like so many of her neighbors, must make an agonizing choice: fight for the land she loves, or leave it behind and go west to California in search of a better life for her family. The Four Winds is a rich, sweeping novel that stunningly brings to life the Great Depression and the people who lived through it, the harsh realities that divided a nation, and the enduring battle between the haves and the have-nots. A testament to hope, resilience, and the strength of the human spirit to survive adversity. The Four Winds is an indelible portrait of America and the American dream, as seen through the eyes of one indomitable, I'm not sure if that's how you say it, woman whose courage and sacrifice will come to define a generation. So, I loved the other two books I've read by Kristin Hannah, so I have a feeling I'll like this one too. So, love her. And the last one is a bit of a random one. There is a girl on YouTube, there's a woman on YouTube, named, her YouTube channel is called The Cottage Fairy. And I pre-ordered this book after watching a few of her videos because the aesthetic of her videos, she lives in a little cottage, I think in Washington, and it's just really aesthetic. She is an artist and has acreage, and she's like a homestead kind of person, and I just really liked it. It's very cozy. It's not ASMR, but there's like a different level of content on YouTube, I feel, that's like not intentional ASMR, but is like just cozy, you know, and like I love cottages, and so I don't know. She wrote a book called The Cottage Fairy Companion, and it is a cottagecore guide to slow living, connecting to nature, and becoming enchanted again. So I pre-ordered it and it just came in the mail pretty recently. But it says, rediscover the magic of the ordinary. The Cottage Fairy Companion is a collection of meditations and practices cultivated by cottage-dwelling author Paola Merrill, also known as the Cottage Fairy on YouTube. Divided by the 4 seasons, this book features her experiences with healing through slow cottage living and cottagecore activities like foraging and crafting. Paola's enchanting prose teaches you to be more present in nature wherever you reside. This cottagecore-inspired guide to a slower life includes mindful ways to live in alignment with the cycles of nature, recipes, activities, and takeaways to live a more enchanting life. Original watercolor illustrations, poems, and photography depicting small wonders of nature. Tips on how to be mindful while gardening, reading, decorating, crafting, baking, making tea, and painting. Mindful living is for all. So I just feel like this is going to be a really nice, cozy read. I'll probably read it this winter. But she's beautiful, and I just really wanted to order a book, and I think that this is going to be a nice, chill book, and there's a lot of really beautiful full-color photos in here. So if you're not familiar with her, like I said, her name is the Cottage Fairy on YouTube. Check out her stuff. It's like the purest cottagecore ever, which I adore. So yeah. So that is all the books I bought recently. I am genuinely trying to slow down my book buying. I'm trying to be more conscious of my materialism. I am a consumer through and through, and I just buy so much stuff, and that's why I have this never-ending shelf of books. So I'm trying to be a little bit more conscientious of my spending and just the amount of books I buy, because I just don't ever give myself a chance to catch up. So if you are the same way, I feel you. It's, I don't know, my bank account can't handle it. And my shelf in my bedroom is where I keep all of my, Inspector Gamache series, and also all of my books that I haven't read yet, and the shelf is full. It's like a 3 or 4 shelf, bookshelf, and on top of it, it's like bending in, and I'm just like, we have to stop. So anyways, I'm trying not to buy any more books, but please don't hesitate to give me recommendations. Like I said, I typically see them all, and I add them all to my Goodreads DBR. When I finally catch up a little bit more, I will buy more, but I need to be held accountable in not buying more books. So anyways, as always, I hope that you're